Stop what you're doing now, everyone, because of this story. Whoa, on a Friday night, it's hotter than fish grease. When D4vds, Mr. Romantic Homicide himself, unexpectedly appeared on Instagram Live last night and unleashed a bombshell that left fans, detractors, and even industry insiders absolutely stunned. The internet went into overdrive. We are discussing tears, bewilderment, and pure mayhem. D4vd gazed directly at the camera, his eyes bulging as if he hadn't slept in days, his voice cracking. And he said the unimaginable. I never intended to post this on the internet. However, Celeste did not die as you all believe. She was killed. What? Now, you had better fasten your seatbelt if you don't know who Celeste is. She was more than just his supposed girl. She was the secret heartbreak and the enigmatic muse. And now, the focal point of a possible murder conspiracy. Suddenly, IG Live became a crime documentary, a confession booth, and a soap opera all at once. Fans are taken aback. Feelings were running high. And the industry is too silent, sweetheart. What is the true knowledge of D4vd? Who is keeping the truth from us? Why isn't anyone else speaking? Wait a minute, because what will we discover next? Oh, it's insane. You could sense that something wasn't right when D4vd pressed the IG Live button. Neither the flush of accomplishment nor the stage lights illuminated his face. His look and the drab blue of a phone screen at 2 a.m. Spooked. For someone who became well known for writing songs about death, grief, and despair, fans would frequently make jokes about D4vd having seen things. However, nobody ever thought it would get to this point. I really didn't want to go live, he added, his voice shaking as though he had been suppressing this for far too long. But bro, it's been bothering me. I have trouble falling asleep. I'm no longer even able to compose music. This isn't a marketing ploy. Nothing is being promoted by me. I really need you all to listen to me. Hearts, sobbing emojis, question marks. And all caps messages wondering what happened and what's wrong were all over the chat room. And he stated it after that. The name that had been kept out of the public eye for months. It is Celeste. This relates to Celeste. Celeste was the girl who D4vd was always believed to be secretly dating. In case you forgot or were acting as though you didn't know, she wasn't a budding artist or Instagram model. She was usually behind the scenes, enigmatic and reclusive. Some admirers were only familiar with her from hazy pictures or mysterious lyrics. However, the internet was only concerned for a week when she unexpectedly died earlier this year. No post of tribute. No dedication to music. Nothing but quiet. But now, that silence was being broken by D4vd. She overdosed, they said. The report stated as much. However, I spent the previous evening with her, and she doesn't use any medications. She was competent, giggling and discussing the future. Man, she was still alive. The room fell silent, and the air seemed to thicken even through a phone screen. He stopped and wiped his face. He had a trembling hand. I am aware that you don't trust me, but Celeste was killed. And I believe I know who was responsible, ... Everything started to go left at that point. The live stream glitched as soon as he stated that. It was the connection, according to some, others. They claim that an attempt was made to shut it down. However, you could hear him mumble one more name before the image froze. Leon fans went crazy. Considering Leon isn't just any name, Leon was D4vd's best friend since childhood. His first day with his right-hand man. In his mother's basement, the man used to videotape his freestyles. Together, they came up. They were formerly referred to be twins in soul by fans, on Live. However, D4vd broke down and implied that his own best buddy might have been complicit in the death of the only female he had ever loved, and Leon's response came shortly. After Leon went live on his own account less than an hour later, not crying, no depressing tunes, not feeling guilty. He was sitting in his car with a blunt in his hand and the seat pushed back. We're doing this online now then. He grinned as he spoke. Dude, you guys had best not fall for that. I will be releasing a new album shortly. He's trying to stir things up. And now he's including my name in his phony tour of grief. Don't mess with me. However, it wasn't accepted by those who left comments. They began removing receipts. Leon and Celeste in old pictures, seeming too close. Images showing D4vd unfollowing Leon 1 week following Celeste's passing. Celeste was seen shouting off camera in a behind-the-scenes video clip. "Why don't you just tell him what you did?" People were discussing in the streets. And soon after, Maya, Celeste's sister, entered the fray. That same evening, while pacing and trembling in her room, Maya shared a number of Instagram stories. She stated, "I've been quiet out of respect for my family. However, David isn't lying. I made an effort to inform others, but nobody paid attention. My sister did not take too much. She detested taking medicines. She doesn't even drink that way. And Leon's obsession with her is well known." Her eyes were red as she halted. "You believe it's a coincidence that she told me she was afraid 2 weeks before to her passing? That she was being followed. And less than a day later, it's declared an accident once she's found dead." No doubt her remarks reverberated like a thunderclap on social media. It was reposted by blogs. Fan pages began to delve. And all of a sudden, the name Celeste was popular once more. But this time, it's for justice, not sympathy. Then a crazy turn of events nobody saw coming. A now-deleted video clip from an unreleased vlog that was leaked back in March was shared by a fan account. Celeste can be seen in it filming herself sobbing in the rear of a car. As if she doesn't want anyone to hear. She is whispering. She declares, "I don't know who to trust anymore. Just know that if something were to happen to me, ... I didn't harm myself. Leon makes me nervous." The internet took off. People began making connections. Leon had never actually been seen, but he had always been there grinning in the background. Some admirers even implied that he was envious of D4vd's popularity, love life, and glow. In addition to Celeste, one fan wrote on Twitter, "He's been living in his shadow. This jealousy is real, like in a movie." And things became even more dire after. A well-known T-page was anonymously DM'd by a former producer who had previously collaborated with D4v. They purportedly displayed exchanges between Celeste and there was a lot of conversation. Thousands of people watched. The comments are flooded with verified accounts, blogs, fans, rappers, and even former classmates of the celebrity. There was no doubt that this was no publicity stunt. Real things were falling apart. D4vd extracted a stack of papers from behind him. These are Celeste's voice memos, screenshots, and texts. He remarked, giving them a little shake. Items that the cops never examined. Items her mother had been clinging to. And more are on the way. "We are no longer playing." He turned to page 1. Although his hands shook a little, his voice remained unwavering. 3 days prior to her death, Celeste sent me this message. He took his time reading it. He's observing me once more. Outside, can see his automobile. I warned you that this was obsession rather than merely jealousy. Please exercise caution. Just know that I attempted to depart in case something were to happen to me. There was silence in the room. Maya gave a slow nod. She made an attempt to leave him. That's what she told me. She claimed that when she interrupted Leon, he became irate. Claimed to have knowledge of D4vd that would ruin everything. The conversation went crazy. It was being pieced together by others. Old drama, fresh intentions. Theories began to circulate. Maya then revealed a name that no one had anticipated. She added, "And it wasn't just Leon. Inquire about Shayna." Live chat stopped working. Some fans were unaware about Shayna's identity. Others had vivid memories of Shayna, D4vd's former partner. Before Celeste entered the picture, he wrote melancholy songs about this person. After some allegations of a breakdown and a period in rehab, she disappeared from the public eye more than a year ago. But all of a sudden, she was back in the discussion. D4vd appeared uneasy. He stated, "I didn't want to involve her in this. However, Shayna was extremely envious. Celeste was something she detested. And when we last saw her, it became ugly. Maya gave him a look. Tell them what took place. He let out a sigh. 1 week prior to her passing, Celeste received a note in her mailbox. Not a stamp. Simply folded paper. You think you won, but he was mine first, it said. He hesitated. I assumed it was simply a resentful fan. Celeste believed it to be Shayna. I advised her to disregard it. And after that, she had left. People were going crazy. The plot was going in a new direction. What had once been a murder theory was now like a twisted triangle or even a square of secrets, treachery, and jealousy. Then, to everyone's surprise, a comment from an account that hadn't posted in more than a year appeared in the livestream at @SHAYNA_unfiltered before I reveal anything. Stop lying about who I am. Maya narrowed her eyes. That's her. It's actually her. Fortunately, D4vd listened to the fans' pleas and decided not to discontinue the live stream. Rather, he looked directly at the screen, pinned the comment, and scrolled up. Then speak, he said. Want to share it? Tell it. Share your knowledge with the world. Because I'm done protecting anyone at this time. D4vd. Then put an end to the live stream. Twitter took off in a matter of minutes. D4vd just asked his ex to confess to killing someone. Leon frightened Celeste, but now Shayna is involved. This is a true life-changing film. Celeste actually foresaw her own demise, and nobody took her word for it. I'm ill. However, it didn't end there. Afterwards, Shayna shared a TikTok. Not using captions. Not a text. Only a video of her breathing heavily and smudging her mascara while she stared into the camera. You're looking for the truth. I said, she said. All right. However, it will ruin more than simply D4v. Turned black. The fans were rushing. Theories were wildly speculative. Was she about to reveal D4vd? Did Celeste also keep secrets? Was Leon merely a piece in a larger scheme? And the voicemail, the biggest twist yet, was revealed. A voice message purportedly delivered by Celeste to a close friend just hours before her passing was published by a well-known fan page. No one had ever heard it before. The unnamed buddy claimed they were too scared to come forward. Up to now, Celeste's voice was anxious in the message. He is aware. I believe he is aware of my departure. He spotted me trying to sneak some of my belongings out of the house. He's been drinking, and he mentioned something about not letting go easy. I'm at a loss for what to do. I'm afraid. I adore David. However, there seems to be a trap here. Fans repeatedly listened. She never identified he. Leon, some said. D4vd, some said. Some even pointed at a completely different person, and the chillest aspect. In the voicemail's backdrop, a voice. Weak yet audible. Male. Hostile. You believe you can simply vanish. No. No one will have you if I can't. The internet went crazy. It sounded like Leon, according to several admirers. It sounded like D4vd himself, according to others. And the fanbase began to divide at that point, when #JusticeForCeleste began to gain popularity. #WhatISD4vd not telling us also did. Everybody had a viewpoint. D4vd was defended by several who claimed he was too damaged to be responsible. Others drew attention to the contradictions. Why had he remained silent for months? Why go live right now? And why none of them were ever questioned by the police? However, a new person abruptly broke their quiet. Leon unexpectedly uploaded a 2-minute video to his account, pacing in what appeared to be a hotel room without a shirt. You guys want me to admit to something that I didn't do? He uttered those words. Nice. However, this is what D4vd omitted. Celeste wasn't blameless. She engaged us all in games, made commitments, held secrets, and you all revere her as though she were a saint. He looked into the lens and took a drag from his cigarette. I haven't killed anyone, however. I might start talking too if you guys continue to blame me. Fans were in disbelief, perplexed, split. Did Celeste actually get sucked into something more significant? Did D4vd do this to preserve her memories or to protect himself? Furthermore, what was Shayna about to disclose? However, one individual had finished playing games. Celeste's mom made another live appearance on Facebook. Irate this time. They want to portray my daughter as untidy. No, they are attempting to divert attention from the reality. She felt afraid. She was pursued. And she's gone now. Before I do, Yo had best start speaking the truth. She held up a USB drive as the live stream came to an end. She left me a gift, something to keep safe. And I'm releasing everything if you don't come clean. The internet was disrupted by that single sentence. On the drive, people began to panic in a matter of minutes. Some people believed she staged it. Others believed that someone had actually arrived to silence her. D4vd did not answer. Leon failed to post. Maya fell silent. But then a large object fell. On her Facebook page, Celeste's mother shared a picture. It displayed a screen with a paused video, but it was fuzzy. The caption, "The truth is on the way, this evening." 9 p.m. and the countdown started immediately, before the video was even released. Blogs began to live stream their responses. Threads on Reddit were blazing. Twitter was in disarray, and a YouTube's video called Celeste's Truth Final Message, subsequently posted to an unknown account at precisely 9 p.m. No introduction, no changes. Celeste is shown sitting on her bed and speaking to the camera in this uncut 6-minute film. Not wearing makeup, eyes that are swollen, HOODIE, GC began. "I'm probably gone if you're seeing. The quiet was overwhelming. I'm not sure who I can trust anymore. I have the impression that everyone is either monitoring me for someone else or wants something from me. Leon has been acting strangely. He trailed me home. He arrived at my workplace. He refuses to quit even after I told him to." She gave a sniff, and D4vd. "I adore him. I genuinely do. However, he has evolved. He loses his temper easily. When I tried to discuss taking a break with him, he said that I would regret leaving. I made you, he told me. You are nothing without me." Fans were taken aback. The talk was going so quickly that it was impossible to read the comments. Celeste continued. "I'm afraid. I believe that something will occur. I'm not sure if it's David, Leon, or possibly both. However, please don't ignore me if something happens. Please." The video ended. The internet fell silent. And after that, it exploded. All the platforms were illuminated. Celebrity feared for her life, according to headlines. Fan pages become a full-fledged state of investigation. Even celebrities began to leave comments. One R&B singer posted on Twitter, "This is sick. She actually warned everyone that she was in danger. How are they able to hide this?" The pressure increased, and everyone was wondering how the police had missed this. Or worse, did they intentionally ignore it? Theories of a cover-up began to circulate. People brought up the fact that the parent firm of D4vd's label was connected to the city where Celeste passed away. Some even uncovered court records that revealed Celeste attempted to obtain a restraining order 2 weeks before to her passing. However, someone then shared a fresh twist, according to an unproven tip from an anonymous Reddit user. Celeste recorded a voice note for a song in a studio, but never shared it. She apparently mentioned having a disagreement with Leon on her phone the day before she passed away in the voice note. The voice note did not appear. But now, fans were certain that Celeste's phone was the last piece of missing proof. And who do you think had it? Maya. That evening, she verified it via a tweet. "Yes, her phone is with me. I haven't yet unlocked everything. Sorry. However, I'm currently working with someone. We won't give up until the truth is known." The internet exploded. Petitions to reopen Celeste's case were started. Outside the local police station, demonstrators turned up. And within 48 hours, a big streaming service launched a full documentary. Meanwhile, D4vd, still not speaking until 1 Instagram story appeared the following morning at 3 a.m. One word only: enough. Fans went into a tailspin. Was he making a confession? Did he mean to abandon his side? Was this a warning? Leon used a clown emoji while reposting it. Shayna shared a picture of a black screen with the middle finger. "We're just getting started," Maya tweeted, and the mother of Celeste. A news conference was announced by her. Hundreds of people had already lined up. Phones out, cameras flashing, outside a modest law office in downtown Houston. When Celeste's mother took the stage at that makeshift platform, neither a major label nor an upscale legal team supported the press presentation. This wasn't a publicity stunt. This was genuine, grassroots, and unvarnished. It had the feel of a long overdue confrontation combined with a protest and a funeral between Maya and a woman wearing a gray blazer private investigator she had paid for herself. Was Celeste's mother? Justice for Celeste was printed on a banner behind them. She appeared worn out. Not the kind of fatigue that sleep might cure, the fatigue that only comes from quiet, grief, and battling an unresponsive system. She began, fighting back tears. "I shouldn't have to be standing here today. It was determined that my daughter's death was an accident. However, as her mother, I can now prove that her death was not an accident. It was a cover-up." Gasps rang forth. Reporters bent closer. Fans began sobbing while live streaming from their phones. The detective came forward and explained it. A chronology, messages, bank documents, the phone pings, all that the police never gathered. According to her, Celeste made a number of reports in the weeks before her death to a college advisor, campus. Security comes in second, ... One 911 call that was never investigated for reasons we are currently looking into. Then she displayed Celeste's unlocked phone. This gadget has recordings, and they present an entirely different picture than what the general public was given. She hit the play button. The speaker started to play a choppy audio clip. Celeste's forceful but frightened voice. "Leon, stop following me. I said it was over." Then Leon, a second voice. "I just want to talk. Why are you avoiding me? Did you tell David?" "I kept everything from him. I simply want to be left alone," even though they were muted. The following words were enough to chill everyone in the audience. "If you spoil this for me, I promise you will be sorry." The video paused. People began yelling. Some people sobbed. Others chanted. Then the bombshell, the one that no one anticipated, came. Maya moved forward and displayed a screenshot that had been printed out. This note was discovered in her drafts. She didn't send it. However, the night before her death, she typed it. She started reading, "I'm not sure how long I have left. I believe they are cooperating. David has also been acting strangely, but Leon is furious. He claims to be protecting me, yet occasionally, I question whether he is defending himself." The audience let out a gasp. Double quotes, "Just know that someone here didn't want the truth out if I disappear." And the fan base suddenly broke up into turmoil once more. Was Celeste terrified of D4vd and Leon? Were they both aware of something? Did D4vd remain silent for all these months out of guilt rather than grief? The hashtag Celeste knew had taken over the internet by the time the press conference concluded. Now, thousands of creators, fans, and even famous people were urging D4v to react. Not while crying, not leading mysterious lifestyles. With the reality, and he did, at last. Leon vanished. Shayna altered her bio to simply a broken heart emoji and removed all of her posts. Maya shared a single video of herself and Celeste lip-syncing in their room when they were younger. The caption said, "You were correct. They attempted to remove you, but now more than ever, you're loud." And suddenly, a voice that has been muffled for months is now yelling more loudly than before. From fuzzy images and secret love notes to leaked voice memos and erased text threads, Celeste's story has gone from forgotten tragedy to full-blown internet reckoning. What began as one IG live became a storm that rocked the industry, broke friendships, and revealed more secrets than anyone could have ever imagined. The investigation into Celeste's death has been formally reopened as of right now. Supporters are calling for justice, explanations, and receipts. However, the question of who was actually at fault still stands. Was it Leon, the best friend, who was scorned and harbored jealousy? Was that D4vd, the distraught performer concealing guilt in melancholy tunes and quiet? Or was it something more sinister? Something more profound that hasn't been revealed yet? Shayna has vanished, but according to insiders, she's getting ready to clear her name. Maya has also alluded to the release of additional evidence in the near future. What about D4vd? He has withdrawn from 2 planned concerts, deleted pictures, and disabled comments, going totally silent. The label? Nothing to say. The police? Being silent. The supporters? More polarized than before. However, one thing is certain: Celeste was aware. She made an effort to alert us. She made an effort to defend herself. And her truth is now at last being revealed. Now, it's your turn. What do you all believe actually transpired that evening? Did Celeste end up between 2 toxic men? Or was this something far more significant than the others? Post your theories in the comments. Shout off below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Because trust, this tale ain't finished yet. Keep yourself informed, aware, and untidy. As it develops, we'll be back with more tranquility.